Hi everybody, this is Todd with the Forex Nitty Gritty Insiders daily video. Hope you're having a good midweek day here as the markets are kind of trying to move out of their flat movements that we have seen. Although it looks like it's having a difficult time trying to do that. Wanted to talk a little bit and focus kind of on the concept of support and resistance here. And this is a 1 hour chart that we're going to be looking at, starting with the US CAD. And I'm just going to draw some lines on here just to kind of illustrate where you might be placing areas of support or resistance. And you can see what you think as far as whether you would have drawn them like this or maybe you would draw them a little bit different. And that is really okay because it's something that is a little bit subjective in our experience for how we do this and really what we're looking at on here. Now, the idea obviously is that as the price runs into a certain area, either overhead or down below, that the price begins to slow down its movements. And so we reach these areas where the movement in one direction or the other is offset by either buying or selling pressure from the opposite side of things. So, for example, if things go up towards a resistance area, then the selling pressure starts to come in, pushing the price lower. If it starts to move down to support, it begins to move up off of these areas of support by having buying pressure coming back into the market. So, as we look at how we can use support and resistance to help us, we simply need to look at the concept behind that and understand that if it begins to move up off of support, that's the time where we want to look to be buying. And if it's moving down, and especially if we're in a downtrend, we want to look for opportunities there to short it as it comes down from resistance. So let me just draw here, kind of illustrate the concept of this. I'm going to put a box up here. And this is going to be true for whatever we're looking at, pairs, prices, any time frame. And let me get it back up here. Click the wrong button. And so as we see this, and as we see the price, going up, coming down, well, when it comes down in this area, we see the buying pressure coming back in, pushing this up. And it goes up until it gets to a level where the selling pressure comes in and starts to push this back down again. When we talk about the simple trading method, we're looking for the trend to be determined, and then we're looking for a pullback to a support area, and then getting in as it begins to move above the highest high of the last three. The reverse would be true for a downtrend. And so as we go from the US Canadian to the US Swiss franc, again on the hourly chart, we can look at identifying areas that might hold as an area of support or resistance. And so you can see our line here, our levels here, where the price has been bouncing between this area and coming down off of the resistance point right now. We are starting to see a little bit of an uptrend here, so we could also draw a diagonal trend line here and say if this moves above the highest high of the last three, that's where we would consider entering into our trade. The US Japanese yen, you can see how we had a little bit of resistance here that it broke through, starting to move back up again. On the pound dollar, you can see that we've got a little bit of a diagonal type of a resistance and a diagonal or a trending type of a support, and how it comes off of those areas. So if we can find good support or good resistance, and we can find those that are moving in a trend, either up or down, we're going to be able to take advantage of those movements coming off of that support or that resistance area. There's the Aussie dollar. And here is the euro dollar. And you can see maybe a downward resistance point right here. So as this goes below the lowest low of the last three, that's where we consider taking a short on the simple trading method. So with that, we'll wrap it up for today. If you have questions about this, let me know. If not, we'll be back tomorrow to see how the market continues to move and answer any questions that might come up. So until then, have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you soon.